we will try to go through the canto which we have been doing for the past several months in a very quick manner, get a kind of a gist of what it is driving at, a look at the secret knowledge, you see. Well, I have prepared a kind of a draft here. I will have to redo it sometime later, but we can as well run through it today and get general idea of what the canto is driving at and why this is an important canto in Savitri from a certain angle. From the point of view of the metaphysics of this creation, I will say this is a very significant canto. It has brought out the entire raison d'etre, the scheme, the plan, the modus operandi of how the world is going to go, functioning, etc., etc. So, in that sense, it is a very central canto, and therefore, it is that knowledge of this creation which is kind of revealed in this particular canto, you see. Now, as I said, I have made some quick notes for this one. The metaphysics of this creation, why this world, how it happened, wherefore, what is the purpose, what is the modus operandi, all those questions keep on haunting us all the while, is presented neatly in the following sentence. 8.4. The world was a conception and a birth, a spirit in matter into living forms. Now, you see, it's a very dense kind of a statement. It is a conception, it is a birth also, a spirit in matter into living form. In other words, you have life already present in matter, matter into living forms. Or what one would say, in the Upanishadic phrase, the Annamaya Purusha, that is matter alone, is now being led by the Pranamaya Purusha, led. Prana, Sharira, Neta, that is what the Upanishad, Prana, Sharira, Neta, Prana, life, Sharira, body, physical matter, Neta, leader. So, Prana, Sharira, he is the leader of matter and life presently. So, this is the stage of the arrival of Prana, Sharira, Neta in this creation. For what purpose? And nature, both the immortal inner womb. Yes, it is because of that immortal, the immanent divine in nature, the immanent divine in nature, or the divine Agni which is present in the individual, in us, the divine Agni. Nature, immortal, he is the divine Agni in us, the immanent divine in the manifestation here. In her womb, that what for he is there? That she, nature, might climb through him to eternal life. So, from matter into living forms, from matter into living form, the journey is going to be towards eternal life. Journey is going to be towards eternal life. And it is for that purpose this immortal is there within us. He is the traveler, he is the worker who is working out all the details here completely, you see. Now, in this climb to eternal life, in this climb to the eternal life, as an individual, as an avatar, Ashwapati experiences that the world was a conception and a birth. You see, he has said, it has been conceived, an idea has been sold, and it has already taken birth also. A spirit in matter into living forms, that we already seen. And nature, both the immortal inner womb. So, there are two aspects here of the divine conception into matter and of nature, Prakriti, carrying on this thing forward from the present life to life eternal. The task to carry this journey, to perform this journey, is the task of nature, and it is for that purpose this immortal comes into this material form here. In this climb to eternal life, Ashwapati experiences that even his body's subtle self within could read the earthly path towards higher things. Now he is talking of the spiritual experiences of the incarnate who has come here, because he has to go through the whole process, understand the whole thing and take the life forward. So now in that whole process, because of this one, even his physical subtle body within is experiencing those splendor towards the higher thing. Already it is journeying towards divinity. His physical body is already journeying towards. Now this is in the case of Ashwapati, and in the case of Shrevendu, this was around 1908, 1909, 1910. As early as that, you see, his commonest doings well from an inner light, obviously. You see, his soul is released from ignorance. His soul is released from ignorance. Ashwapati's journey happens. Ashwapati's individual tapasya has already advanced to this particular stage, has journeyed that he is now free from ignorance. His soul is released from ignorance. Ignorance is a vast thing. Ignorance goes all the way from inconscient up to the overmind, the world or the overmind gods. The ignorance is present, all that thing. Now when he says that Ashwapati's soul is released from ignorance, means it has really climbed even beyond overmind. It is free of ignorance, overmind. But the spirit, yes, as far as soul is concerned, it has attained that particular stage of knowledge. But what about nature, about his physical nature, his vital nature, his inconscient nature? He has taken birth in the inconscient. So the stuff which makes his physical body, his mental body, his vital body, that spirit of it is still in possession of inconscient thing. What about that? But the spirit is yet subject to the laws of nature. It must be free. Obviously, if Ashwapati wants to have a full command over nature, he wants to become the Lord of life, Ashwapati, then he should really master this nature also. He cannot remain subject to the lower nature, to the aparavidya. He cannot be subject to the aparavidya. It must be free of her. How that is to happen? The spirit's freedom from nature. How is he going to get that? It is for that purpose that the secret knowledge is revealed to Ashwapati. That yes, your soul is free, but now your nature is also there and it is free, and therefore the secret knowledge is given to him. So in that respect, this is very important. You see, we normally talk, most of the spiritual philosophers always talk only on the release of soul. Release of soul, moksha, freedom, Vaikuntha, heaven, or what you want to call it. But then, what about your physical nature, your vital nature, your mental nature, and all those things? They have remained as they are. They are not gotten and gone, you see. Now, that way, in that sense, it's a very significant chapter also. And the secret knowledge is for that purpose, you see. In that respect, Canto 4, in the first book of Savitri, the book of beginnings, that is what we are doing, is striking. See, it is for the first time this kind of a chart, this kind of a detail is being given. Yes, how the nature, how you can be free of nature. It details out the basis and the methodology of working on this complex and puzzling creation. We come to know about the prospects of the powers and potencies of the spirit entering into us. Yes, they are there. All the powers, all the possibilities, beauty, joy, happiness, everything is there in the spirit, and they have to enter into us. How that is going to happen? Only when your nature is ready can they enter in. And for that purpose, the knowledge is being given to him. If we have to compare, well, this is one of the longest cantos in Savitri, with 963 lines, 214 sentences, with 4.5 lines per sentence, which is a large number. Normally the average is 4 lines per sentence, but in this canto it is 4.5 lines per sentence, you see. 35 words per sentence. It's a long sentence, you see. About 8 words per line. You see. And there are 10 syllables, minimum 10 syllables in each line, but words could be less. 8 words per line. On an average, the number of syllables per line is 11. You see, for pentametric line, Shibandu's epic Savitri is based on a pentametric formulation. Pentametric line would mean 10 syllables, but here you have got 11 syllables per line, you see, more than 10, you see. 4.6 characters per word, you see. So, these are the general statistics of this canto, you see. Yeah.
Does it mean it's not pentametric?
Pardon me?
So, it is not pentametric?
It is not?
Pentametric. If there are 11.
Yeah. So it means that it is, some of them can be a foot with 3 syllables. See, most of the lines are with 2 syllables, but there are many lines with 3 syllables. In fact, we can see some of them, perhaps we might be able to. She might 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. See this line now. There are 11 syllables here.
And is it pentametric?
It is pentametric. It is, yeah. Yeah. That she, 1 foot, might climb 2nd foot, through him 3rd foot, to ether with 3 syllables, 1 foot. There is an anapest and alive. And, so like that there are feet with 3 syllables also like that, you see. A world was conception, a world was a conception and a spirit in matter into living form. So like that, there are variations. It is not strictly throughout 10 syllables in each line of Savitri, you see. Yet it is pentametric. Pentametric means you admit the syllables, the feet with 3 syllables. It can be amphibrach, it can be critic, it can be anapest, it can be tribrach. You see, these are the general feet which appear here. See. Now, this is the statistics of this canto. If we had to compare the thematic contents of this canto, what it is presenting, with the scriptural knowledge we have in the tradition, essentially Rigveda, some Upanishads are there, which talk of this creation. Some Upanishads do talk of this creation. Rigveda talks of this one. It can be considered as the hymn of creation. This canto is actually describing to you the hymn of creation and where it is going to. Of the Rigveda, Mandala 10, hymn 129, what is called the Nasadiya Sukta. Sukta 129 of Rigveda, Mandala 10, is called the Nasadiya Sukta. So, in Nasadiya Sukta, you have got the first description of this creation and what is going to happen, where it is going to go. So, it is just in 7 slokas, 7 verses. In the Rigveda, in 129, there are just 7 verses, and he has kind of quickly described those things. Now, here you have got 940, 963 lines describing that thing, you see, compared with that. Well, there is a justification for that, because the Rigvedic language, Rigvedic mind, Rigvedic intuition, the intuition, understanding, background of the tradition of that time, people understood. They didn't need an explanation from somebody. They didn't need a thesis to be written out as the modern mind demands, you see. So, when he says something in 7 slokas, 7 verses, people quickly understood the remaining parts of it, what this means, what that means. They don't have to go here and there and all that thing. They don't have to go to any encyclopedia, Wikipedia, nowhere. Everything was kind of known to the race of the time, and therefore they are grasping. So, that was, now here for the modern mind, it has been kind of detailed out. Now, it's not just for the expansion of the modern mind, Shibandu also has added something which was not there in the original Nasadiya Sukta. He has sort of updated the Nasadiya Sukta of Rigveda by putting a sort of new idea behind the whole thing, you see. In the beginning, now the Nasadiya Sukta, this is passage. In the beginning, even nothingness was not. Even the void was not there, because it was only the absolute and non-manifest, you see. Nothing was not existence. Neither was death nor immortality. Well, that question doesn't arise at all. Nor the bearer of night and day. There was that one alone, the absolute, the supreme, the first nothingness was alone. And there was no other. In the beginning, you see, he was absolutely alone. There was only darkness covering greater darkness.
Why darkness?
Huh?
Why darkness?
Yeah, now he's jumping further. Now what happened afterwards? When he started coming into existence, into manifestation.
First there was
Yeah. He started. There was darkness enveloping. That one who came to be arose at last, born on the power of tapas, of concentration, of focus energy. Out of that he has created this thing. Intense tapas, of intense tapas, intense self-concentration. You gathering, you withdraw from outside to such an extent that we have completely forgotten the outside. We are nowhere. It has become zero. Because there is nothing now, you see. That is nothing. That is the darkness for us. All this was only unlit water. So, water there now, unlit water. There was water creation. There life begins with water. Salilam apraketam. That is the phrase from the Vedam. Salilam, water. Sea, ocean. Apraketam, which has no awareness, has no chaitana, has no consciousness. It is that alone was there at that point. He is jumping up quickly also, you see, like that. On it descended desire. See, this is the important thing. He wanted something to happen now. So, kind of a desire. It is a self-born desire, a will, a proposal, something to happen. It arose in him under that condition. The primal seed to be, he wanted to be that. That is the desire. Well, there was nothing, all that thing, so to say. So, a kind of a desire, a yearning at it. Yes, I am alone, I am feeling alone, let me have some companions, like that, you see, this I can see. Mighty formative powers issued forth out of that then, out of that desire, you see. Yes, but who knows? Who can say whence it all? Yes, powers have come. Where from they have come? Who knows about it? Who can speak about that? Nobody knows about that thing. How creation happened. Because there was nobody to observe and write down the history of creation at that point. So who knows it, you see. The gods themselves came later. So naturally nobody can tell you how it all started happening, you see. Who knows really when it has a reason, this creation has a reason. Who knows how it has a reason? Whence arose this creation? Did he fashion it or he did not? Yes, because nobody knows. Did he fashion? How can you ask a question, he fashioned or not? You see, he knows it, or maybe even he does not know it. You see, see, he cannot use up now. Even he says, I does not know it. Maybe he knows it or he does not also know it. See, this is an important statement. Maybe even he does not know it. Now, it is this part which is kept kind of in suspense in the Nasadiya Sukta of the Rigveda, is elaborated in the secret knowledge of Savitri. What we are going to do is, it is the, who knows it? Yes, here is one who knows it, you see. And he is going to tell you all those details, you see, here, that kind of a thing, you see. He knows it. Now, there is a meaning there. See, when it is the absolute and there is no manifestation at all in the state of non-manifest, then what can he also know? What can he also know? So, he also does not know at that time in the unknowable, but it is the inner desire which emerged from him, it is that which started working and gave rise to this.